What's up, guys? So, I'm going to be mansplaining to men. And the reason why I'm coming up with this video, is, majority of the clients that I train are women. And it's pretty prevalent in society that women have to live up to some type of beauty standard, some type of figure standard, whatever that standard is. It gets talked about a lot. What's not spoken about often is the male issues, male body image issues, because what I've learned and experienced, not only personally as a man, but dealing with other men, other clients, is that there's an ego, a much bigger ego attached to that. Because now, this isn't a blanket statement, but this is a very general statement that I feel that men are a little bit more egotistical and less vulnerable than women. The women who I coach often share with me their feelings, what's going on in their lives, maybe their relationships, their children. Whereas most men, it's like, yeah, man, I'll do great next week. I'll do much better. I'll hit my macros next week. But we never actually, no matter how much you try to pry open a person, it seems as though with women it's a lot easier to communicate versus men who they kind of want to keep that in. And the reason why I decided to do this again is because I was actually, as I do every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are my client check-ins. And out of over 40 clients, only four of them are male clients. And one of them raised a really good point. And I know that right now in today's day, and for good reason and good measure, there's a lot of, talk with women's issues, women's rights, of course. And I'm not obviously in any way, shape, or form negating that. But when it comes to coaching, and it comes to fitness, and it comes to body composition, and it comes to ideals of what body image should be, men struggle probably just as much as women. And again, I think it's just, but women are more in tune, they're more self-aware, and they're more vulnerable. And those are great qualities. And a lot of that is, a lot of that tends to be not shown much with men. We must be mainly men. Whereas I'm probably the most emotional man most people will ever meet. So I think that's why I can talk to this. So one of my clients said to me today in our check-in, I've been thinking about Rob's blog post. And so Rob, I'll leave this in the comments, but Rob is one of my clients, 44-year-old male, and same thing, talks about vulnerability, that almost kind of like that ego aspect of training and nutrition, that I can do it, and really just not seeing the results until, we started working together and came up with a plan, etc. But that's not the point of this right now. But the point is that he says, I think as men, we aren't allowed to talk about body image issues. That's more of a woman's topic. I feel like if you say that around other guys, you get a weird look. Self-acceptance is not my best trait. I'm always trying to change, whether it's my performance at work, or how I parent, or how I look at how I look. I feel horrendous about my weight. I'm gonna make this bigger, wow. I feel horrendous about my weight, the way I look, etc. For the last 10 years, I've said to myself, well, if I could just ... That's not a great way to live your life. So that's my goal. Live in the now, accept who I am, and change who I want to be without judgment. And I just read that and I was like, wow, totally understand, right? Because I get that from women a lot. And I think I've been a better coach for women than even men, because I can understand, I can empathize, I can sympathize, because I listen, they speak, we come together and we come up with a plan, we brainstorm, we talk about things that might be a little bit more pressing, a little bit more vulnerable. But with men, it's not always like that. It's, I'm struggling, but hey, it's life. You know what I mean? And I feel that when we talk, because it's not spoken about much, that's why, in my own personal life, my own personal experience, a lot of the guys that might joke around with me because I'm prepping, because I'm counting my macros, because I'm getting super lean, and what's good, I just want to get strong. I don't care about abs. Like, okay, maybe you don't care about abs. I mean, abs is just a body fat thing anyway, right? Like everybody's got them, the lower body fat you have. And sometimes I want to pose this question to other people, but I don't want to come off as being like a jerk. But my question, especially to men out there, is, okay, if you want to get strong as possible and you don't care about abs, what if I, said to you, you can be just as strong as you are now, but have the body composition that you actually want? You know what I mean? And then, I know that turns into a whole nother, are you shaming me because of my body just because I want to get strong? No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, men just have this ability to kind of downplay certain aspects of maybe how they're feeling and elevate other areas that they are doing well in, so that they don't feel bad about where maybe they're not. And I'm like that myself. I will, what do? You just want to examine all the good, but you don't really look at the things you actually lack, that you're actually not good at. And nobody wants to feel that they're not good at something or that they can't do something. But when you can appreciate and you can accept all the things that you can't do or you haven't done or struggle to do, that's how you just grow as a human being, because then you're going to be you'll feel a lot better to say, you know what, I'm not where I want to be. I can't do this. I need help. So not only are you continuing to work on your strengths, you're working on your weaknesses to bring them to strengths. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's what makes you just a stellar human being. Male, female, non-binary, whatever you want to call yourself for, give yourself as an attribute, whatever case may be. But that's how you grow, just as in humanity. When you're not always downplaying the things that you're not good at or that you haven't achieved yet, and you constantly throw all the things that you're good at into the faces of other people to kind of downplay how they're feeling about a certain topic, that kind of makes you look like a jerk. And again, me mansplaining this to other men, whatever your goals are in fitness, if you want to be the best CrossFitter in the world, be the best CrossFitter in the world. If you want to be super strong, be super strong. If you want to change the way your body is, that is going to be more psychological than it is physical. Because just like I tell my female clients, and they are way more receptive, to be quite honest with you, than most men, accept yourself where you are right now. And love yourself where you are right now. Because, put it this way, you're not going to renovate a house and put all that money into a house if you don't like the neighborhood you're in, right? If your house is going into shambles, you're not going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into renovation to a home I don't even love being in the neighborhood I don't love being in. But if you can accept where you're at and put that effort into it, next thing you know, you'll have a much greater appreciation. You'll have more gratitude, not only for yourself, but the journey that you're traveling, where you're going to end up. Because at the end of the day, I really hate that whole cliche, fitness is a lifestyle, right? But the fact is that this does not stop. If you're, if you're able to go lift, if you're able to go hike, run, bike, whatever you want to do from a active physical standpoint, it's going to be a daily thing, right? So I look at it like this. You need to really have gratitude, especially if you hired a coach, not even just talking to myself, but if you are in a position where you can hire someone to coach you along the way, teach you these things personally, you've already made a step. You've already made a giant leap, right? You've accepted the fact that you need help. Right there, you need to give yourself grace, because giving yourself grace is going to allow you to mess up, because you will mess up. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to hit all your macros. You're not going to stick to your meal plan all the time. You're not going to get all your training done. But when you can give yourself that grace and have gratitude in the moment, in the now moment, knowing that you've accepted that you need help, that you're not where you want to be or need to be, and then work towards that goal, whatever that goal may be, then you're going to be much better off in the long run. Because again, being vulnerable is going to be the only way that you're going to actually be able to make progress. Because if you're so hard-hearted and you're just so hard-headed and you just don't want to listen, you're never going to succeed. And if anything, you're going to set yourself back even more. So that's my bit of mansplaining to the men out there. Women, keep crushing it. The girls in my group, I know you crush it. Crush it harder than I do sometimes, not gonna lie. And keep moving forward. That's the best thing you can do. Don't sit back in the past. You're no longer that person. You are where you are right now. Accept it. Move forward. That's it. Peace.